dreams. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep it down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep it down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep it down.
What up, players? It's the morning after with Nick and Big J. Welcome to another week. The 4th day of August it is, 2025. That is my budget Yoda impression. My name is Nick. There's Big J sitting catty corner for me. Meow, Big J. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Did you say meow?
Yeah, because you're catty corner for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, man.
You're doing all right?
I'm all right.
How was the weekend, Big J? What was the Big J weekend breakdown?
It sucked.
What happened?
I had plans on Saturday, and I've got a ongoing mechanical issue with my motorcycle. Excuse me. So my battery is having some issues.
What the hell?
Yeah, I know.
It's brand new.
Yeah, I agree. That's an issue. So, my bike weighs a lot, Nick. It's like 900 pounds.
Yeah, bikes aren't
and
small.
Pushing it up my driveway to get in the garage so I can monkey with it hurts. It hurts real bad. Because I'm on one of these GLP-1s. I've lost a lot of muscle mass. So, it made the weekend difficult.
Got it. How long did it take you to get the vehicle into the driveway or up the driveway into the garage?
Like a minute?
Oh,
like 30 seconds.
And that just ruined your weekend?
Yeah.
Oh no, dude.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Like, imagine having to doing a deadlift of 800 pounds.
No. I understand. I get it. I'm just saying that's a real bummer. That 30 seconds can absolutely just demolish a weekend. It just goes to show you. Did you do any stretching or anything beforehand?
No.
See?
I don't. Stretching would not have made anything better. You know what would make it better is if I went and worked out on a regular basis and had muscle.
You'll get there. Once that garage is cleaned out, you'll have yourself a gym in there.
I'm not doing a home gym in the garage.
You'll be all set.
I need climate control.
Well, we will see if your wife has any empathy towards you pushing your motorcycle into the garage.
The first time.
When your weekend grade comes our way here in just a few minutes.
I did manage to get everything done.
Good.
So.
Good. Do you have any answers about the motorcycle, or is it just dead weight until you can figure it out?
Well, there's two. Well, here's the thing. So, like, in the temporary time, I'm just going to make sure and keep it tethered to its battery tender. But it could be a bad battery, or it could be something other that's drawing power. The issue here is we're about to go on a trip to Montana for a family reunion, and so we're on a spending freeze. So I'm not going to go out and buy a battery now. I mean, they're not cheap. So
that motorcycle's in the garage for the foreseeable future.
Well, no, I'll probably ride it tomorrow, but it's I just got to make sure and keep it in there.
Right.
Because if it goes a couple days without being connected to that battery tender, then it's not going to start. So
yeah, that's a problem, Big J.
The problem is trying to push it up the damn driveway.
Well, that's problem number 2 for sure. On top of that, we have prizes to give away today. We got ourselves some fun to be had. We're going to hell. It's all part of the cool thing we call the morning after, including some music. Weezer kicking things off here this morning on the morning after with Nick and Big J on the X-Rocks.
On the morning after with Nick and Big J.
Caldwell School District number 132, as the school year gets ready to fire up here in the Treasure Valley, has made a pretty interesting announcement, Big J.
No?
Several of its schools will participate in the community eligibility provision. You know what that is, don't you?
No. What is that?
That gives these schools an opportunity to provide free breakfast and free lunch to all of the students enrolled there, which is nice.
Wait, we're still doing that?
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, in some places. Not everywhere, that's for sure. But the schools included in this initiative are Lewis and Clark Elementary, Sacagawea Elementary, Washington Elementary, Wilson Elementary, Van Buren, Caldwell High School, Canyon Springs High School, Jefferson Middle School, Sangria Middle School, and Lincoln Preschool Collaborative are the schools that will give the kids a free breakfast and free lunch, making sure all the kids are fed, Big J, in our community. Isn't that nice?
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, not everybody's doing it, which is why we want to give the Caldwell School District number 132 a special shout out. Way to go, guys. And kids, enjoy those meals. Did you ever eat breakfast at school? I can't remember a time where that was even offered up in my time there. It was always like you could have lunch if you wanted to, but most of you, we could not go off campus for lunch. Could you?
Yeah, when you were a junior,
you
could go off campus.
Like you earned the right?
Yeah.
Did you? Did you take advantage of said policy?
Where the Wendy's is down here on State Street.
Yeah.
Our school was right behind that, where the Albertsons is.
Okay.
So we would go to Wendy's all the time.
Wendy's was
I'm sure they hated it.
I bet you they enjoyed it.
And there was a Taco Bell right across the street. So we lived in a pretty good area there
Very nice.
for lunches.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
I do not know what that's like.
Look at me.
Well, I mean, listen, you think that's the blame?
I got a bad test. Ate about 15 tacos.
Oh, no.
Just go do it.
Oh, no. Big J, New England Patriots linebacker Robert Spillane has had an interesting offseason training routine. He likes to walk blindfolded, my friend. He says he wants to know the defensive playbook so perfectly that he can recall it with his eyes closed. So to train his brain, he walks up mountains and notices where the rocks are and the way the ground tilts and which branches would leave a black eye. And then he comes back the next day and does that walk with his eyes shut.
It's like Kane from Kung Fu, man.
The next trip, he does it backwards and then blindfold. And he says, listen, I'm a middle linebacker, man, and you really got to rely on your instincts out there and your trust. So training those skills are something that I think makes a good middle linebacker. I've never heard of something like this in this particular thing, but listen, if it works, much respect.
Listen, that's wild, man.
It is. It's a commitment. Now, what if it backfires and, he's really bad this year? Then do we blame it on the walking blindfolded?
I mean, he can.
Yeah, I suppose that's a built-in excuse. I was too busy stupid walking backwards down hills.
I'd say that's some Bruce Lee stuff right there.
Could very well be. Maybe it's the new change of how people are going to train in the NFL. We'll find out together. Big J taking a look at the weekend box office. Fantastic Four First Steps, #1 movie of the weekend for the second weekend in a row. Another $40 million for that movie. Bad Guys Part 2 debuted at #2 with $22.2 million. Naked Gun #3, $17 million. Superman #4, $13.9 million. And then Jurassic World Rebirth with another $8 million at the box office this weekend. Big J, one of the few where we've seen a majority of them on the list, but it appears to be a pretty good summer at the the movie theater.
What is Bad Guy?
It's an animated. We've seen the trailer for it several times.
Oh yeah, okay.
With Sam Rockwell and everything.
It's got the shark in it.
Yes, it sure does.
All right, there we go.
And it is a sequel to a movie that also was animated that made a pretty good chunk of money. So they're coming around again with the sequel to it. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your first round of important stuff. It is the X Rocks. And it's Nirvana, Come As You Are, here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Big J, we opened the show by talking about how it was not exactly an amazing weekend for you. You had yourself a rough day when the motorcycle wouldn't start. I imagine that was a bit of a bummer, right?
God, man, it just ruins. Listen, every day I don't ride is a day I'm irritated. Already. So I had expectations of going on a ride, and I was like, ugh.
So you schlep your vehicle in your garage, and you come in the house, and obviously you're upset, right?
Yeah.
Do Lady Bird and Lincoln come running around and realize that you're emotionally distraught and try to cheer you up and make sure that you're doing okay?
No, they don't give a damn.
What the hell, man?
I don't believe this nonsense.
Well, it turns out most dogs do understand when you're having a bad day. Not Big J's dogs, but if you feel like they're hanging around you or giving you a little extra love because you feel like you're having a little down in the dumps day, you can thank that to thousands of years of evolution with humans alongside us. Dogs really are in tune with our emotions, according to a new study. They found out that dogs' brains light up when they hear emotionally charged sounds out of their human, like laughter, crying, or even your dramatic sighs, Big J, that you like to lay down every once in a while. Researchers found that dogs can read your facial expressions as well and mirror your stress levels and even sync their heartbeat with yours during some of your most tense moments. And when you lock eyes with your pup, well, that's when basically the love hormone starts surging in both of you. It deepens your bond, Big J. So next time your dog cuddles up to you when you're feeling sad, just know they turned into your emotions just like a furry little therapist, and you guys can get along just fine. Now, you don't buy this, Big J?
I mean, sometimes I think they're like, oh, give me food.
What do you mean?
Well, they just look at you as the food giver or outer.
Are they cuddlers? Like, do they get up in your lap or hang out by your feet or anything
Lincoln,
like that?
not so much, but Lady Bird is a lover.
Okay.
I'll tell you what.
Now, maybe that's what Lady Bird senses. And she's the one that's kind of tuned into you a little bit more than the others and wants to spend a little bit of time with you when you're having a rough go.
She's hard to turn away. Let me tell you what.
See?
Got the puppy dog eyes.
So that could be something, and they can figure things out, and they know when you're having a rough day and when you're not having a rough day. And It's nice to have those particular pups in your corner, so remember that next time you're hanging around with your furry little guy. Morning After with Nick and Big J. We're going to check in with Mrs. Big J and see how Big J's weekend was through her eyes. That's happening next on the X Rocks. That's the Smashing Pumpkins. That is today here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. We opened up the show by Big J telling us how disappointed he was in his weekend.
Yeah, I give my own weekend like a C-.
But that's an important information that you're going to need going into the following segment, which is we check in every Monday with Kylie, Mrs. Big J, to see how Big J's weekend went in her eyes and see how he did around the house. Good morning, Kylie. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Thank you for getting up early and joining us once again. Big J talked about his motorcycle troubles this weekend. Did that lead to troubles around the house this weekend as well, or no?
Well, he was so grumpy, storming in the house and stomping around, and he's so mad, and, just the normal, anger when something doesn't go the way he thought it would. And it sucked. He really thought his battery was going to work and he was going to go right off, and that didn't happen. So he was really bummed about that. But he did a lot. He replaced the filter finally. I put the filter right there next to the fridge again.
I didn't. I put it on top of the fridge where she can't see it.
Wait, did you?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Did you really?
You asked me last night, and I'm like, well, do you see it? And you're like, no. And I'm like, well, there you go.
Oh, my gosh. I'm going to the top of the fridge right now.
Listen, I could have gotten away here scot-free. I want people to know I have integrity. I'm not going to lie, okay?
Where's the filter?
It's up on top of it's in a place you can't reach.
Oh, God.
Oh, my goodness. That affects your grade.
Oh, Big J, why would you do that? Your grade has been affected.
I'm waiting for a weekend when it's real desperate. I need a desperate situation.
Now that it's out of your purview as well, you'll forget that it's there, and it never will get done.
That's what I was hoping.
It'll never get done. Your poor family drinking dirty
we got
water.
Baking soda. And the water filter's changed.
Oh, the ice?
She's talking about the air filter, which I'm like, I don't even think that does anything.
Well, Big J, you are a refrigerator expert, so of course we defer to your knowledge when it comes to what parts do what in a refrigerator. But you were so happy that happened, Kylie. Is there anything else Big J
stopped her in her tracks?
Possibly been lying about that maybe he didn't actually do this weekend?
No, I don't lie. See? He's telling the truth.
Well, he did mow. I don't think he weed eated, but he finally hit the backyard because he missed that last week because it was so bad.
I did all of it.
And he likes to complain and turn off the sprinklers, I think, sometimes, so the water doesn't flow to grow the grass. But, no, he did do a lot, though, I felt, just in general, like, little cooking it felt like you did a lot. Watching those horrible videos about camera mounts on your motorcycle were mind-numbing. But, no, I think he had fairly a good weekend, minus your motorcycle.
Very nice. So,
I'm talking about your videos.
Would you like to give your husband a letter grade for this weekend then, Kylie?
Yeah, it's going to be now a B. I'm giving a B minus.
All right.
B minus.
What was it going to be when you thought the filter was changed?
What's the filter?
A B plus.
Okay.
It was a B plus.
Knocked you down a
but
couple
not
of pegs.
anymore.
So,
yeah.
A B minus.
See, next week I do nothing, but I get that air filter in, and man, that's an A plus weekend, baby.
You might be right. We'll see if your strategy pays off in the long run, Big J. But Kylie,
strategy, Cotton.
As always, we appreciate you getting up and talking about your husband. Thank you very much, ma'am. You have a wonderful day.
You're the best, lady.
You too. Take care.
Morning After with Nick.
Watch your videos.
And Big J. There's your Big J's weekend grade. We got some important stuff on the way next on the X Rocks.
Important stuff. Launch newsfeed. On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Important stuff is brought to you by T Mazda and the pre-owned superstore. Getting financed at T Mazda even easier now thanks to a little website called GoTeamCredit.com. Everybody gets pre-approved, no effect on your credit, so why don't you try it? Log on to the website GoTeamCredit.com today, and then maybe you're driving off in a new vehicle or a used one courtesy of T Mazda. Pretty cool if you ask us.
Damn right.
Big J, a recent survey by Self Financial found that 66.3% of Americans that have any kind of debt problems hide the true extent of their financial struggles from people that they're close with. I guess that's true. Maybe, I'm not sure if it's hiding it as much as like that. Like, you don't need to know how much credit card debt I have. That's not a conversation we need to have with each other. You know what I mean?
I would think it'd be more people closer
But still,
isn't that what they're talking
like,
about?
Even like my mom, I don't think knows how much credit card debt I have. When we talk to each other, we talk about other things. Yeah. Not, hey, how's your credit card debt, bro? Oh, I'm way over my head, Mom. Thanks for asking. But a study of about 10,000 adults showed that individuals often understate their debt by an average of about $7,000.
That's a big chunk of money.
Debt primarily arises from income issues, with 45% attributing to job loss or a reduction in pay. Shame and fear of judgment drive individuals conceal their debt, leading to feelings of isolation and strained relationships. 85% have a plan to reduce that debt, but they still have economic challenges that usually make that plan fall apart in the first couple of weeks.
Yikes.
Older Americans exhibit more success in debt reduction strategies compared to younger age groups. That's probably just because they've learned the lessons and they strategize and plan better. I certainly am more responsible with my money at 47 than I was at 22, I'll tell you that much. But that's through trial and error, really, is what it boils down to. It's because I biffed that so hard growing up that you realize I should not make those mistakes any longer. They are costly and silly. And so that's how it's unfortunate that we mostly have to learn the hard way in this situation, but that's usually how this comes down.
There's a reason I'm suffering and doing my own yard work, Nick, and it's not so I can get a grade for the weekend.
Doesn't hurt, though.
It's because I can't afford to pay anybody to do it right now.
Yeah, you have lots of payments to worry about.
Yeah.
And so, that becomes a factor without a doubt. And so, the truth of the matter is, look around. That person that you're looking at probably in way more debt than you ever had anticipated. And not really that you've given a lot of thought about it, but still you can look at them and go, yeah, probably they're upside down in a bunch of credit cards. That's got to be crazy. Big J, trouble in paradise, perhaps, as Dallas Cowboys linebacker Micah Parsons has officially requested a trade and wants out. Now, there's a couple of high-name players in the NFL that have requested trades recently from their teams, and Micah Parsons joins that group. Of course, Terry McLaurin of the Washington...
Micah? I know his name's Micah.
Micah. You say tomato, I say tomato.
I think so.
But the Washington Commanders, or Terry McLaurin, has announced that he doesn't want to play for the Washington Commanders anymore. We already knew about Trey Hendrickson telling the Cincinnati Bengals to go spit. And so we have ourselves some real issues here in the NFL with some big-name players on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Now, Jerry Jones is already calling Parsons bluff and saying, no, I don't think we're going to trade this guy. But who knows? He seems pretty upset about this whole situation. Not necessarily about the money, although that's certainly a part of it. It almost like...
The disrespect.
It feels like he's more disrespected than the other players feel, because it sounds... I mean, he accused the Cowboys essentially of negotiating basically under the table and going behind people's backs to make this thing happen and save themselves some money.
Jerry does all the time, and it's ridiculous, and, it's a bleep show there in Dallas.
It's not great. So we've got some sports drama unfolding in the NFL with the regular season now just a couple of weeks away. We'll see if these players line up in the jerseys that they're playing in now, or they actually do get traded. But it could be an interesting situation in Dallas and Washington, to be perfectly honest. I don't think Trey Hendrickson is going to play for the Bengals anymore. I get the feeling that he'll sit out. I wonder if these two have the ability to do so, and if they will.
I mean, obviously, Scary Terry there in Washington, I mean, he deserves to get paid. He's had a pretty good couple seasons. But why do you want to rock that boat? You got Jaden Daniels. You had a good thing. You surprised, ended up in the NFC Championship game last year.
I know, you say this all the time, but my answer is always the same in the NFL. It's because you got to get what you get. Unlike these other sports, nothing is guaranteed in the NFL. You got to get paid while you have that window.
No, now these contracts are becoming guaranteed, man.
If you're a quarterback, yes. Not if you're other players.
Pretty much all of them are now getting guarantees of some kind.
But not of any significant amount of money, unlike basketball or baseball. When you sign a $900 million contract in baseball, all of it is guaranteed. When you sign a $500 million contract as a quarterback in the NFL, $100 million is guaranteed. That is a stark difference in guarantees coming down the pipe, depending on the sport that you play. All I'm saying is, he's a wide receiver pushing almost 30. Like, he's getting ready to go on the downward slope of his career.
Damn it.
And so he needs to get paid while he can get paid. Because, listen, the second he is no longer productive, that team cuts him and they don't give a bleep. You know what I mean? So this is why they draw that line in the sand, because there is a finite window in NFL more than any other sport of how much you can make while you're playing this game. And you might as well play hardball, because you never know when you're going to get paid again. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. But, Le'Veon Bell hold out forever, but he at least made that last contract. He wasn't worth it when he signed it, but he got his money. Big J, how does it feel to know that you absolutely killed Fubar on Netflix by not watching season number 2?
No, we did watch it. I told you we watched it, and it wasn't that good.
But you didn't take enough time. You didn't do it soon enough, and that's the problem. You got to watch these things right away. Otherwise, Netflix doesn't count it as somebody that you're interested in.
That is not the case in this particular one. It was from the very beginning. It's like, ooh, this isn't very good. I'm sure people probably watched that first episode and was like, I'm out.
So rest in peace to Fubar, the comedy series that starred Arnold Schwarzenegger as a CIA operative. It's done after 2 seasons. Season 2 premiered on June 12th, but did not match the success of Season 1. And so that dropped them off of the top 10 streaming chart in less than 3 days, Big J, which is not a good run for a Netflix series that they spend money putting together. So we say so long to Arnold Schwarzenegger and former guest in the morning after, Big J, Fortune Feimster, who also has a gig on that particular show. They are going to have to find another job now. I'm sure Arnold will be just fine.
Moved.
And Fortune tours all over the country and does just fine, too. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. We are going to go to hell. It's the X Rocks.
Here's light stories that are incredibly f***ed up. Oh, man, we're going to hell.
Oh, you know they're both going to hell, right?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J on 100.3 The X Rocks.
Buckle up, Big J.
Uh-oh.
We are headed to Soda Springs, Idaho for today's We're Going to Hell story.
Soda Springs, Idaho?
Yeah. Right there by the Blackfoot River. You understand where that is, Big J?
No.
Flows from Diamond Creek and then connects it to the Blackfoot Reservoir. Come on. This is all covered in your Idaho geology classes that you took. Now, if you have any familiarity with the Blackfoot River, you know it's a pretty big kind of river that's around Caribou County. And a lot of fishing gets done in there. A lot of rafting gets done in there. It's a lot of things that people can go in and out of the river. So it probably shouldn't surprise you that when Caribou County got a call on Thursday of reports that there was a body in the river, they took it pretty seriously, right?
Yeah, of course.
So as soon as that call comes in on Thursday morning around 9:30 in the morning, somebody who was out on the river on a raft thought they saw a body floating down the river. They jumped into action. A team went in the water along the stretch where they thought they saw the body. They had drones up in the air to try to get some sort of eye in the sky, Big J. And that's when they spotted the body right around 12:30 in the afternoon.
The body.
They went in after the body and they pulled it out of the water. Big J, you know already what this is going to be, right?
It's a mannequin?
Not quite. Kind of along those lines. No, not a dead horse. One of those sex dolls that people like so much, Big J. It was thrown in the Blackfoot River. It looked like, because it was all bloated and filled up with water, that the doll had been in the water for quite a while by the time the sheriff's office found this particular life-size sex companion. Now, this goes to show they wanted to make sure that they let everybody know this wasn't one of those, inflatable ones that you find at the 18-plus store. It is one of those that are fairly expensive, real doll kind of dolls, which is why everybody was convinced this was a body. As a matter of fact, when they found it with the drones from above, they're like, this looks like a body to us as well, because it was taking on the bloated sensation of what a body would look like if it had been in the water for a while.
Man.
So they're like, okay, we have a real situation here. We have to, and there's real hair on those real dolls. They were convinced that this was a thing that was going on. So, of course, once they pulled it out, Big J, lots of pictures were taken. They were having fun. They say they don't think they'll ever find out who put the doll in the river, but if they do, this individual will be charged with littering. And so because, Big J, today's We're Going to Hell story takes place in Idaho, there's at least a puncher's chance that we have a direct line to the person that dropped that sex doll into the Blackfoot River. What would you like to say?
We probably convinced them to buy it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in your life, but I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to dump it in the river. This causes an uncrazy amount of resources.
Assume it was just dumping. What if it was an unimaginable accident?
So it's
what if he was out on the river with his lady and she went overboard?
It's a Lars and the Real Girl situation where this person believes this sex doll to be real and to have a personality, and he was taking it on a romantic date of whitewater rafting on the Blackfoot River, and you had a man overboard situation, and now he's finally coming to grips with losing his companion.
But not too delusional. Because if you were that delusional, you would call for help.
I believe you're right.
So
yes.
there might be some sort of understanding of the situation they're in.
Or maybe that was the thing that broke the reality finally. Maybe he was on that date. The
You can
sex
swim,
doll
you
went
can
over
do it.
and he went, what am I doing? That was just a doll. What crazy. Anyway, I got lunch to make. And so despite investing time and resources into something that ended up not being an actual emergency, the sheriff's office did say that they would rather go all out and make sure they did everything properly at a scene and be wrong than to rush in and find out that something could have been done there when they decided not to do it. So it's been a joke-filled weekend. Lots of very interesting Facebook comments, of course, but it looked like the sheriff's office did the right thing here, and somebody just dumped their companion doll overboard.
I mean, also, like, that guy could have been, gathering, like, resources for a search and rescue of his own.
Yeah, you're very
Sherry
right.
2000 style. Going to find...
the amount of time you reference that movie on this show is
because
amazing.
it's so relevant now. I mean, we have like AI sex dolls out there, just like in the movie, which is like 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah, they don't look as good as Melanie Griffith, though. You'll have to admit that, Big J.
Yeah, you're right.
Morning after.
Melanie Griffith then, not now.
All right, take it easy. Morning after with Nick and Big J. There's your We're Going to Hell story. It is the X Rocks. That's Red Hot Chili Peppers Under the Bridge here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Big J, pop quiz for you, Hot Shot.
Okay.
Take a guess. What do you think over the last 3 months is the number one plastic surgery, I guess, request for men in the United States of America? I'll give you a hint. This is something that was once considered taboo.
I'm gonna go with a Brazilian butt lift.
The old BBL?
The BBL, man.
It is not on the list that I'm looking at, but number one with a bullet over the last 3 months in the United States of America, Big J, injectable penile girth enhancement.
What?
Oh, yeah. Now, this is a particular procedure
Desperate to do that.
that people would never do for lots of reasons, but medical professionals say it's the number one thing in demand. These are reversible, low-risk procedures. They basically use hyaluronic acid fillers to increase the size. It's become one of the most common procedures that's being performed right now in the United States of America for dudes. It surpasses even actual surgical treatments. You don't even have to go under for this. Now, apparently in Manhattan and Miami, they're performing as many as 5 per day, which is a lot. And the clients range from, you have to make a pretty decent amount of money to put these on. I'll put it that way, Big J, because they aren't cheap, of course. But those are the people that are right now scheduling these for themselves. However, the growing popularity of these treatments has also led to concerns about complications. So we have been sent to issue you a warning. If you are thinking about, of course, the injectable penile girth enhancement, it comes with some risks, Big J.
Like what?
Well, basically, there's a lot of corrections that could happen in the middle of it. Basically, if you're going to an inexperienced provider, you're going to have deformities, tissue necrosis, and so these are two of the most...
Necrosis? That means dead.
Dead skin, yes, dead tissue. That is correct. And so these are the most common complaints that people are coming in with after the procedure happens. Now, that underscores the importance of seeking experienced, qualified medical professionals if you're looking to undergo this procedure, or maybe enough to make you have second thoughts about doing it at all. Sometimes what you're given is what you're given, y'all.
You got to be really desperate. Like, it would have to be a life and death thing for someone to inject something into my, what's it?
What do you think a life or death situation would be that would be the cure?
I don't know. Like, I get shot there. I'm bleeding to death. I don't know. Something. Okay. Somebody stabs me. I don't know.
Okay. Fair enough.
But, I'm not going to volunteer to have stuff,
Yeah, that feels like an area sensitivo that you would want to avoid at all costs. But it also feels like, this, as expensive as this is, there's some sort of compensation going on there, right? Like there's some sort of self-confidence issue.
Yeah, go buy a diesel pickup truck.
Right. Get a motorcycle like the rest of everybody.
Go roll some coal on somebody.
And enjoy those particular things. But it does seem certainly one of those things that have some sort of problems going on. And there's a lot of people that have some insecurities about all sorts of stuff. So it's not a surprise that it's a thing. it is a little bit surprising that you're willing to risk those particular complications in order to do something that is temporary at best and reversible at worst. But it just, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not programmed that way. I don't know how it works, but it's not the perfect solution, I guess. If you're like, my life would be so much better if I just had some girth. I'm not sure that these are the answers.
We
to
can
your
all
problems.
say that. Every one of us.
All right.
But not all of us are taking action in the crazy category.
Speak for yourself.
Oh,
Morning
sorry,
After
brother.
with Nick and Big J. There's your update for medical procedures. Coming up in a few minutes, some important stuff. That's next on the X Rocks.
Man, she a legend.
Important stuff.
What's going on in the news today?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Well, Big J, if you believe a new survey, our inability to speak other languages is preventing us from traveling abroad, dude.
Crazy.
64 million Americans say they would not travel someplace where they would need to speak a foreign language in order to go there. Now, despite acknowledging the importance of learning basic phrases when traveling abroad, about 58% of Americans only actually do so. So that leaves 42% of us that go, no, I'm only comfort kind in my own wheelhouse. China, Japan, and South Korea, the most intimidating destinations because they've got pretty unique writing systems and tonal languages that are difficult to learn if you're not familiar. Surprisingly, France also ranks high on that list, possibly due to cultural perceptions, but you had a good time in going to France. They treated you with respect, right?
Yeah, we didn't. It's a bunch of BS. They were very polite and helpful if you didn't understand the language or were having struggling with your phone and trying to translate. It's okay. It's not as big a deal. You'll be fine.
The main barriers to learning local languages, including difficulty because they've learned English, they don't want to learn any other languages, and then negative school appearances or experiences. So that becomes a problem. However, those who make the effort to report smoother navigation have much more enjoyable interactions than those who don't speak any of the language whatsoever. Not by much, though. It's pretty much what you said, Big J. Even if you don't learn it, if you go, you usually have a really good time.
If you're making an effort, and it looks like you're trying to learn their language or speak the language of said place you're at, they appreciate that, as opposed to not trying at all.
Right. And, you
I
know,
think that's the difference.
It's also like some of us have watched too many movies and TV shows where if you're struggling to learn the language, before you know it, you're like drastically insulting them by saying something incorrect. That's not how these interactions usually go.
No.
They understand that you're trying to stumble their way through.
Yes, it's not the European vacation.
Right. Wrigley Field, Big J, home of baseballs.
Wrigley Field?
Yeah.
The Cubs.
There you go.
Chicago Cubs.
They will host Major League Baseball's All-Star Game in 2027. It will be the fourth time that Wrigley Field hosted the game, the first since the year 1990. Considering Chicago is such a big baseball city, it's strange that so much time has passed since Chicago got the nod, but you got to give the Cubs credit. They recently spent more than $500 million to renovate the ballpark. Those renovations were completed in 2019
to fix the bathroom.
To help their case in hosting the game. And in June, the Chicago City Council approved a $32 million plan to upgrade security around the system. So they're getting gifted with an All-Star game in a couple of years. Of course, Big J, this year's All-Star game was just a couple of weeks ago. You remember what city hosted that?
No.
Oh, you did watch the Home Run Derby, right?
No.
I thought you did. They said you
No.
watched some of it.
No.
The
Didn't
Atlanta
watch
Braves hosted this year's All-Star game at Truist Park. And next year's game, any guesses, Big J, 2026?
Let's go with Arizona Diamondbacks.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Citizens Bank Park. And you know where that is, of course, Big J. Home of the
No, I don't know.
Philadelphia Phillies.
Okay.
If you have enjoyed the 3 Quiet Place movies you have seen so far, you need to know this. There will be movie number 4, although strangely enough, it's going to be called A Quiet Place Part 3.
It was very confusing when I read that.
That is confusing because it is the 4th movie. But if you remember, the last Quiet Place was called Quiet Place Day 1, a prequel to the first 2. Now you have Part 3, and John Krasinski is officially returning as writer, director, and producer. It's coming out in theaters July 9th, 2027. and Paramount Pictures is behind it once again. No plot or casting details have been revealed yet, so not sure. I mean, if it says part 3, it makes me feel like it's going to be the continuing story of Emily Blunt and the family that are going through this situation. Of course, Emily and John are married, so I'm
guessing John's character has died.
You haven't seen any of that?
No.
No spoilers, because it's
what
too
do you
good
mean?
of a movie.
I don't give a damn.
Yes, John's character.
I'm guessing that's why he's writing, directing, and also not starring in.
Well, yeah, he did all that for the first one.
I was reading between the lines.
But it was one of
the second one
most emotionally impactful parts of the very first movie. You'd probably cry at it, Big J. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There is your important stuff. We got your Pop Culture Smackdown next on the X Rocks.
Pop Culture Smackdown on the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Yeah, and I'm going to say a pretty damn big show happening at the Revolution Concert House and Event Center on August 17th. That's a Sunday, friends. Ice Nine Kills, Dayseeker, Kim Dracula, and The Funeral Portrait. It's going to be a hell of a show. So we're going to get you tickets here, and you're going to get qualified for a VIP meet and greet with Ice Nine Kills, which is pretty badass. So you just got to beat Nick here in Pop Culture Smackdown to make it all happen.
You can do it. All you need to do is get on the phone, 208-287-1003, to claim this prize and make sure you're going to that show, which is going to be an awesome one. So if you think you got what it takes, get on the horn, and we'll see if that's the case. Big J, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Any particular topic that people need to know about today?
A little bit of Lawrence Fishburne wouldn't be bad to have.
All right,
some
good
knowledge
luck.
on him.
Hello, the X.
Hey.
Hey, what's your name, man?
Mike.
All right, Mike, you're up first in Pop Culture Smackdown. Good luck.
Who played Morpheus in the Matrix movies?
Lawrence Fishburne.
There you go. Good job.
Nice.
You asked, man. You asked the questions. I don't lie here.
Movies.
No. Nick, Lawrence Fishburne's first major role in a motion picture was in a movie that was nominated for 8 Oscars, but only won 1 for cinematography. What was that movie? It's from the 70s. I'll give you that.
I'm trying to think of Lawrence Fishburne. Was he a big part of that movie, or was he just popping up in it?
He was in it for quite a while. Good portion of the movie.
I'll say in the 70s, I'll say The Godfather Part 2.
I mean, that's not a bad guess. I mean, you're wrong. You're so close. If you just went the war movie, Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now?
Yeah, it's Apocalypse
Francis
Now.
Ford Coppola, yeah.
Right.
Well,
great director.
One and done. Congratulations there, sir. You've got yourself all set up with tickets to go check out Ice Nine Kills, as well as The Funeral Portrait and Kim Dracula and Dayseeker. Hang on one second. We'll hook you up with all of that information. Morning After with Nick and Big J. We got ourselves a little bit of headlines. That's happening next on the X.
You can barely use. It's headlines on the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Headlines are as follows, Big J. Help me make it right, and one too many.
Iodame.
An unusual rescue operation took place in British Columbia's Boulder Fields area, where the Central Oscagan Search and Rescue Team responded to a 911 call about somebody making repeated cries for help. So the rescue team showed up, split into 2 groups, searched the forests and the local roads, but the person in distress was soon discovered, Big J, to just be a solo camper that had brought along his karaoke machine and was singing a bunch of Nickelback songs loudly enough to himself to be mistaken as a distress call.
Wait,
Big J.
Who does that? I mean, what do you have to have the karaoke machine?
I mean, it helps, I suppose, if you want to pretend like you are actually the lead singer of Nickelback.
It's where the dude's practicing for karaoke night to crush everyone.
According to the rescue team, he wasn't in trouble at all unless you count his singing. The rescue team noted their services are always free, and the money saved could have been better set using, their time on other things, but they're happy they weren't finding somebody in actual distress. The identity of the karaoke camper and the specific song he was performed for the Woodland Creatures were not disclosed in the report, but so I ask you, Big J, which Nickelback song sounds most like a distress signal?
Photograph.
I agree. Make it right or one too many?
One too many.
There was a wild ride at New York's Buffalo Niagara International Airport last week, and it didn't even involve a plane. A drunk man from Wyoming hijacked an electric golf cart and then drove it through the terminal, shocking travelers and airport workers. 29-year-old Kevin Sinning somehow got hold of an unoccupied cart and then drove it straight onto the moving walkway, smashing the glass panels and ignoring repeated pleas to stop. Witnesses captured the chaos on video, so you might have seen that one golf truck that was like up on two wheels breaking things on the moving walkway. That was this dude. One person could be heard saying, quote, "I think he's drunk," and sure enough, he was, Big J. He weaved around wet floor signs and barreled toward the end of the concourse. Once he got to the end, however, he turned around and then drove down the opposite walkway, causing even more damage. He was eventually arrested and now faces a long list of charges, including grand larceny, criminal mischief, and disorderly conduct. So it probably wasn't worth the joyride, if I'm being honest, Big J.
Yeah, no, not at all.
So despite those just purely primal urges to steal a golf cart in an airport, I would recommend it highly against.
I mean, we've all seen the car drive by us as we're the long walk to wherever we're going, and it's got a bunch of old people on it. And yeah, we've all wanted to take that thing. Be like, I want to drive this to where I need to get to.
You're speaking for a lot of people today. We've all wanted to steal a golf cart.
Yeah.
We've all wanted penile implants. I'm not sure that's the case, but I can certainly understand some people wanting to fulfill that fantasy, but it's just not a smart one to fulfill.
Man of the people.
I see. Wrap it up with Make It Right. Big J, 2 employees of the Belladonna Bakery in Peterstown, New Jersey, were allegedly stabbed over a years-old order mix-up. According to authorities, the incident occurred on January 31st when a man confronted a female employee and then attacked the brothers that were behind the counter and the bakery's owners of over a decade with a box cutter. The suspect claimed the employees had given him the wrong order, including giving him an eggplant sandwich instead of an egg sandwich 4 years earlier. The workers offered up the suspect like a free hot dog. We're like, sorry, man, we weren't even working there then, but if you want a hot dog, that's cool. But he refused, and then they're like, well, then why don't you get out of our store? And that's when he grabbed...
Hey, get out of here.
That's when he grabbed the box cutter and then sliced into both of them, Big J. One brother got it in the chest, and the other one got it in the hand and the arm. Both victims had to be transported to a medical center, but non-life-threatening injuries despite being stabbed in the chest, so that's good. Police are currently searching for the guy, Big J. He got away. He was captured on surveillance video fleeing the scene, but if anybody knows the eggplant cutter, then this is the time to step up and make sure this man faces justice.
What a villain name. The eggplant cutter.
Nah, I just came up with that on the fly.
I know. You should be naming criminals and criminal cases.
I mean, I don't know if that fits the story entirely, but it worked for this particular scenario. So they're still looking for that guy. But a reminder, an eggplant sandwich, Big J, while sounding not that great, certainly not worth cutting somebody over. Agree or disagree?
No.
We've all wanted to. When you've got an eggplant
nobody's
sandwich,
ever wanted to do that.
to cut somebody because of it, but it's very silly to follow through on that particular
Hardly
thing.
anyone ordering eggplant sandwiches.
Morning, maybe that was his point. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your headlines. You're up to date on everything. It's the final week of Summer of Fun. We've got one more trip to figure out. You want to win it? We'll give you your first keyword next on the X. Offspring, Gotta Get Away, here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Big J, it sounds like if people are looking for love, you may have a solution for them.
Yeah, it's certainly out there, and latest results from a lot of polling is showing that people aren't they're not swiping anymore. They're not doing the dating app thing. They don't like doing that. Yeah. Instead, especially Gen Z are deciding that, hey, you know what? We're not finding a lot of love here where we're at. Let's go travel. And so they're ditching the swipe scene and jet setting off to find romance in real life. According to Priceline, we're talking other countries. So whether it's a hotel bar, cruise, or during a spontaneous getaway, they're going to find love in other places.
Now, are they going to like specific regions because that's what they're attracted to, or are they hoping to meet other tourists in that particular area and bringing their love back stateside?
Yeah, they're not going to like matchmaker, conventions or things like that. No, they're just going and traveling with the hopes of meeting somebody.
Got it. Okay.
They call it flocking, Nick.
Ooh, I don't know what that would mean.
Like people are flocking somewhere.
I see. So like
Yeah,
they're
birds
like
of another feather.
They're trying to travel in groups to try to find something that they have in common.
That seems creepy.
Okay, it
Traveling
does.
in a group.
Well, specifically for the idea of looking for love, it seems a little bit weird and strange. But hey, listen, it also seems a little bit cost effective. Like you got to have some cash to be traveling around the world to try to find somebody. To go out like on a date with. So hopefully they apparently have some expendable income that they can enjoy that particular life with.
Yeah, well, it's Gen Z, so they're just using our money.
I see.
Or the kids are using our money.
You're
to go do
taking
this.
them on trips
Yeah.
as parents, and then they're finding love in that way.
Yeah,
they hope.
apparently.
Then I wish them all the best of luck. Seems like a very difficult, expensive, and kind of a crapshoot, but most dating is anyway.
But exciting, too.
Sure, I guess, if that's what you're looking for. I mean, I'm trying to figure out, like, if you're saying, like, they would go up to bars or something like that, and that's what they were meeting?
Yeah. I mean, this is the reverse effect of mail order brides.
I don't understand.
You know, because you're not seeing them in a magazine and then ordering them. You're going to meet them in person.
Okay. But you're saying that there may be some prearranged things happening in this particular capacity as well?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I mean, not according to this.
Got it.
I mean,
So-
Priceline isn't a part of that.
I'd feel a lot dirtier about it if somebody was like, listen, I'm not finding anybody here. I know I like, people from other countries. I'm going to go to this country and try to find somebody that wants to date me and then figure that out. There's something weird and
Like
off about
Thailand or
that.
something?
Yeah. I don't enjoy that particular side of things, but I could certainly say that
I'm such a loser. I can't find anybody here who's desperate enough. If I go to another country, maybe a third world country, I'll find some desperate hottie who just wants to come home with me.
Right, where I'm promising a better life as opposed to actual love. It seems a little bit off there.
Yeah.
Morning After
Nailed
with
it.
Nick and Big J. We got ourselves some bad impressions. Those are happening next on the X Rocks.
Bad impressions.
So far, I'm not impressed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Yeah, and we got you some tickets here to the Western Idaho Fair, which kicks off August 15th. But we've got X Day at the fair, which is, which day, Nick?
August 19th.
August 19th. So we'll get you set up with these that you could use to go see Mr. Daughtry at the Western Idaho Fair if you want. You just need to figure out the clues for bad impressions. The tickets are yours.
Western Idaho Fair tickets up for grabs. Of course, we recommend you use them on the 19th for that Daughtry show. If you want to go for free, now would be the time to get on the horn. 208-287-1003. And then you must use the clues, Mr. Police, to piece together Big J's bad impressions. He's got a celebrity in mind, at least I'm guessing today, yes?
Yep.
And if you can figure out that celebrity in 3 clues or less, congratulations, it's you going to the Western Idaho Fair on us, collectively. To the phones we go. Hello, the X.
Yeah, this is Chad.
All right, Chad, you're up first, man. Good luck.
At one point, I wore a necklace around my neck with a vial of Angelina Jolie's blood in it.
Oh, that's Billy Bob Thornton.
Of course it is.
Oh.
We all know the Angelina Jolie blood story. Good job, Chad.
Angelina.
Hang on 1 second. We will hook you up with those Western Idaho Fair passes. What were clues 2 and 3 for fun?
Sling Blade.
Okay.
Armageddon, Bad News Bears, and now Landman. Not bad for a career. And last but not least, I was Bad Santa as well. Trivia question, Nick, for people, or at least some material. Billy Bob Thornton, the very first guest of the Morning After.
It's true. All those years ago, the very first celebrity we ever had on the show was Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, and today is his birthday. How old do you think Billy Bob is?
He's 58.
No, really?
That's what I think.
He's 70.
Get the hell out of here.
No, he's an old man, dude.
70 years old?
Yeah, he's 70. So, I don't remember, what was he on the show for? What did we have him on? Do you remember?
He was playing at the Knitting Factory with his band.
Oh,
remember?
that's right. And he had the song Angelina.
Yeah. It was the Big Easy back then. But yes, that's why he was on the show. He was playing Boise with his band at the Big Easy, and that is why he came on. He was a very nice person. We had a great conversation.
Was great. Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
We were very excited.
I had no idea I was talking to a 62-year-old man at that point. No, he'd be 52, right?
Yeah.
My math is off. Morning After with Nick and
I'm the one that shouldn't do math.
Big J. I got it right eventually. There's your bad impressions. We will wrap up the show here next on the X Rocks. That's the latest from Poppy. Big J, do your Poppy impression.
I'm Poppy.
It's the cost of giving up here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J, and that's going to put a close on this particular Monday show. Big J had his grade this very morning from his wife, which when the call started was a B+. By the time the call ended, it was a B- due to Big J's deception that he came clean with on the radio this morning.
I
but
cannot tell a lie.
B- is not a bad grade for a weekend that got off to a pretty crappy start for you, Big J, so congratulations on that. We also had we're going to hell story from the state of Idaho today. It's rare but it happens, and we had a chance to celebrate that. But it does leave you with the floor, Big J.
Yeah, big shout out to one of our listeners, Travis. He sent us a picture last week of him in Alaska wearing an X T-shirt, Nick.
Yeah, really
and
cool.
He says when he travels, he takes it with him and takes a picture of himself. And so it's cool when you share that kind of stuff with us, everybody. If you look on the X's social, the Instagram, and the Facebook page, there's a picture of Travis there. And we appreciate it when you wear it out in public and also when you're at home doing your chores.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've given away a lot of free X T-shirts over the course of the years. If you want to snap some pictures and tag them on those posts, that would be great, too. We love it to see it in action regardless of what you're doing, but we love giving away free stuff, man. That's why we do it.
Yeah, I promised Travis a 30th anniversary shirt, Nick, so I hope you have one.
Yes, I do. Wait, what size?
Extra large.
Morning
You
After
do.
with
Don't
Nick
worry, I already looked.
and Big J. There's your show. Thank you very much for joining us. We got Jason Drew up next. We'll see y'all tomorrow. It's the X Rocks.